delighted to be here today to announce reinstatement of just over $1 million in federal funding to Bio Cane. Because what's happening here is very innovative. What's happening here presents a real future for many local sugarcane farmers. Because this product here, cow candy, can be exported particularly to Asia. Exported to Asia in a form which adds value and provides a new source of income for cane farmers in the region. Now, some time ago, under the previous government, a grant was approved to Bio Cane for this facility. But in the dying days of the previous government, within the Department of Agriculture, questions were raised about the extent to which the agreement was being complied with. That caused an investigation which occurred under the previous government and through this government. And Agriculture Minister Tony Burke, myself and the Prime Minister committed to having a look at all of those processes and coming back and talking to Bio Cane and the local stakeholders about what could be best achieved here locally to comply with federal requirements. And I'm pleased to say today that $1 million that was being withheld will now proceed to assist Bio Cane to complete the complete the building and construction of this factory. This will be of enormous significance to Bio Cane and to its future. The income source from the export of cow candy from this factory can be of the order of a minimum of something like 20 to 30 million per year, up to as much as 90 million per year over the years ahead. What that represents is a future for sugar production in the Maroochy region, which is an important part not only of the local economy, but also of the sustainability of businesses in rural areas in this region, because there aren't that many products which can be grown on the Maroochy floodplain. Sugar is one of them, and now it can become a value-added industry in the form of cow candy. And this has all been done through, I believe, the innovation and the entrepreneurial approach of all of those associated with Bio Cane. So I say to Scott Grimley and to all of those associated with the company that the federal government is pleased to be able to proceed with this grant now that we've been through all the formal procedures that are required to ensure that public money is accountably spent. And that's why we've now reinstated the grant. I would like to thank all of those stakeholders that lobbied so hard for the reinstatement of this grant, including Debbie Blummel here, a local councillor, who made strong representations, as did the local member, Alex Somley. So the local community is the winner here, and I certainly wish Bio Cane all the best for the future. These grants will, of course, have to be accounted for in the proper way, but Mr Grimley very much appreciates the fact that the federal government had a new look at all of the circumstances and can proceed with this grant, because what it means is, at the end of the day, is jobs, value-added production and exports for Australia. And of course, in an environment of a global financial crisis, doing everything we can to support viable local businesses, viable local farmers, viable local manufacturers such as Bio Cane is terribly important to secure the future of our economy. So with those few words, I might just hand over to Mr Grimley, who might say a few words, and maybe Councillor Blummel as well. And then I'm happy to answer your questions.
Thank you, Mr Treasurer. It's wonderful to have the Treasurer here and Debbie Blummel also, and to be able to say how much our company, the growers who will be supplying it, appreciate the support that we've had, not only from the federal government, but also from the local council. And indeed, the state government assisted us also in the early stages of the project. This project, as the Treasurer has said, is extremely important for this region. It really does give a future for the cane lands. It maintains the green, clean environment that we have. The cane that will be produced will be green cane harvested. It will be grown under sustainable agricultural practices. And I think this will be a demonstration of what can be done with Australian technology and innovative approaches. So we greatly appreciate the fact that the grant has now been reinstated. We went through some rough times there for a while, but the Treasurer assured me, I think back on the 4th of July, at the Nambour RSL, that he would make sure there was a fresh acquittal with a fresh set of auditors to have a look at it, and they came up and said yes, everything that had been done in accordance with the grant, and we are very pleased indeed that the Treasurer has been good enough, along with the Minister, Tony Burke, to see that we had a just cause and that this was worthy of funding.
Certainly Tony Burke asked me to pass on to you his best wishes. He is a fervent advocate of innovation in agriculture, and I think that's what we're seeing here in this factory and with this product.
So we certainly do really appreciate the fact that the value of this to the community and to the Australian economy has been well and truly recognised, and thank you most sincerely.
Yes, thanks. It's a great pleasure to be here on behalf of the Sunshine Coast Council today and hear this exciting news from the Federal Treasurer about the reinstatement of the grant. The Sunshine Coast Council has been trying to work out what we can do with the hundreds of thousands of hectares of cane land that have been lying dormant and defunct since the closure of the Moreton Mill in 2003. And as you know, developers have got contracts on much of that land and seek to roll out urban sprawl. Unfortunately, it is floodplain, and one of the few crops that can viably and profitably be grown there is sugarcane. So it's a tremendous achievement, really, that the sugar industry has been able to be flexible and adapt to the circumstances of the closure of the mill, and to have this wonderful innovative technology born and bred in Queensland and applied here on the Sunshine Coast. That's a huge achievement. So one of the biggest benefits for this region, of course, is that if the Bio Cane are able to meet their ambition of exporting 600,000 tonnes of cow candy per annum, that should result in $90 million worth of export earnings coming directly into this community. And at a time of global economic challenges, that will be a significant boost to our regional economy and to the creation of new jobs in this area. Not only jobs here in the factory, but flow-on jobs to the farmers and all of the service industries that they will use, including fertilisers and fuel and so on. So it is a tremendous boost to our region. It gives hopes to our cane farmers and their families. It will bring prosperity back to the family through agriculture. It builds on a strength we've had here before. We have many farmers and farming families who have the skills in being able to farm sugarcane, and now we have a value-adding factory which will be able to turn that raw product into an export industry. So it's a tremendous achievement, and I congratulate Bio Cane, and I'd like you to know that we're with you all the way in this. We'll do whatever we need to support and encourage you. We know how much our regional economy depends on your success. So we wish you all the very best.
Thank you, David.
Over to you. Any questions? No?
What specifically was the concern originally under the old government?
Well, the previous government conducted an audit. They had some concerns that the commitments that have been given had not been adhered to. The view from Bio Cane was that they had not been fairly treated during that process. So Minister Burke has been through a thorough analysis and employed independent outside experts to examine the claim and counterclaim, and in the wake of all of that information has decided to reinstate the grant. Okay, thanks.
Can I ask some other questions?
How costly has the delay been, and when will we actually start to see production now?
Well, the last question first. We're anticipating being into commissioning in March this year. It's a big ask. We're working 2 shifts to try and achieve that. The delays have been costly, there's no question about that. Steel prices through last year rose 80%, and steel is a big component in this. But the biggest cost really has been to the growers, who really have had cane that they've been trying to maintain in the ground, fertilise and keep cultivated with no effort to go. But now that this good news is given, we're going to be doing all we can to encourage the growers and assist the growers to get production up and going as fast as they possibly can, and to start to put the past behind us and move forward very positively.